Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic that challenges our understanding of communication, especially when it comes to the idea of conversing with extraterrestrial beings. Let's start with a simple truth. Humans are not the best communicators. Sure, we can order coffee or ask for directions, but when we take a step back, we realize how fragile and culturally bound our language truly is. If we struggle to communicate with one another, what hope do we have in reaching out to a species from another world? Consider this. If I were to tell an alien, I have to use my computer to Google and find an Uber to take me to my godfather's place to play Xbox 300, it might sound ordinary to us. But to an alien, what is a computer? What does it mean to Google something? And what about Uber? A service that relies on our understanding of cars and cities. Each term is steeped in human culture and context, making genuine conversation a daunting task. This brings us to our first principle. Language is both symbolic and cultural. Words are not the things themselves. They are sounds we've collectively agreed represent certain ideas. If I show an alien a computer while saying the word, it might not grasp what I mean. Does computer refer to the object itself? Or could it mean something entirely different? The meaning of words is rooted in shared experiences, and without those, communication becomes a challenge. Even within our own languages, things can get complicated. Different languages have unique sounds that can be difficult to distinguish. For instance, I remember as a child struggling to tell apart CH and SH. Language learning often feels like building a new way of perceiving the world. Interestingly, people can mimic a language without truly understanding it. Think of opera singers performing in languages they don't speak. They can produce beautiful sounds, but the meaning eludes them. Even in our native tongues, gaps in understanding can exist. If someone explains a complex topic like quantum physics, I might catch a few familiar words, but the deeper concepts can slip away if I lack the necessary framework. Now, let's touch on the science behind language acquisition. Humans are biologically wired to learn language, yet the exact mechanisms remain a mystery. Children absorb complex grammatical rules without formal instruction, which has puzzled experts for years. With modern imaging technology, we can see how our brains respond to language, but the question remains. Why do we excel at learning languages as children, but struggle as adults? When it comes to communicating with aliens, we wouldn't just be learning a second language. We'd be navigating an entirely different cognitive landscape. Let's explore humor and metaphor for a moment. Could we ever explain a joke to an alien? Humor is deeply rooted in culture, relying on shared knowledge and experiences. A simple pun or a political joke assumes familiarity with specific contexts. Without that background, the humor falls flat. The same goes for metaphors and idioms, which enrich our communication, but complicate it for outsiders. Even within a classroom, I've seen students struggle to define a single term, leading to multiple interpretations. If we can't agree on meanings among ourselves, imagine the confusion when trying to explain these concepts to an alien. Now, let's flip the scenario. Picture an alien attempting to communicate in English, using words like praetorate and zabotet. To me, those terms are meaningless, yet to the alien, they might be as familiar as Google and Uber are to us. For effective communication, the alien would need to teach me its symbols and cultural references, a painstaking process of grounding abstract sounds in shared meaning. And we can't forget about body language. Humans rely heavily on nonverbal cues, gestures, facial expressions, tone of voice. An alien species might not use any visible signals at all. Perhaps they communicate through color changes or even chemical signals. Without understanding their forms of expression, we could miss crucial aspects of their communication. So, where does this leave us? Can we communicate with an extraterrestrial being? The conclusion is sobering. Communication is not just about exchanging words. It is about negotiating meaning through shared culture, symbols, and embodied experiences. When speaking with an alien, those shared anchors would be absent. We would face not just a language barrier, but a conceptual barrier, a cultural barrier, even a perceptual barrier. And until we develop new methods, new tools, perhaps even new ways of thinking, genuine two-way communication with an extraterrestrial species might remain out of reach. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of communication and its complexities. If you found this discussion intriguing, consider following or subscribing for more thought-provoking content. Until next time, keep questioning and exploring the wonders of our universe.